from Cleveland's most accurate weather team. This is 19 First Alert Plus, sponsored by the man that makes them pay, Tim Misney.
And good morning, I'm Dan DeRose with 19 News. It is a First Alert weather day. That is a very specific designation that our weather team gives to days like today when the weather could turn. We're watching it. Our crew of experts is going to monitor weather throughout the day. 79 degrees already. That's really warm for this early in the spring. Summer, we're not to summer yet. We will be in Memorial Day weekend here. A little cloudy out there, and we're going to bring in 19 First Alert meteorologist Kelly Dobeck. Kelly, we were just talking before we came on air. We've got some rain coming, and while it may look bad, that's actually going to be a good thing for the rest of the day.
Yeah, this potentially could steal all of the energy that we need for stronger storms to develop in the afternoon. Now, I've been talking about it this morning. I want to get right to First Alert Doppler radar just to kind of explain, because this is a super tricky, a super complex storm system, and we've known all week long that we were going to have the ingredients for severe weather to develop. It's been hot, it's been muggy. We issued the alert day several days ago because, hey, we've got the strong cold front coming through. We've seen the damage it's done to the west. It's moving through here, but there's something happening right now with the storms ahead of the cold front that's going to help prevent stronger storms from developing later. It doesn't mean that the storms we see right now can't become severe, because along 71 and east we have a lot more storm energy to work with, and I've got the satellite turned on for a reason here, just to kind of analyze and show you a lot of nowcasting happening right now to figure out and determine what's going to happen later. So we've got the cloud cover, a few isolated showers to our west. Notice to our east, so it's still pretty sunny, so a lot more storm fuel along 71 in areas east, and that's exactly where our higher risk for severe weather lies. So we've basically been watching this little complex of storms all the way from Indiana to Cincinnati to Columbus make its way right along that 71 corridor there. So there's a ton of lightning with this storm, but it is not severe. Lightning doesn't make a storm severe. You have to have those gusty winds or bigger hail potential, but storms are developing. They're bringing some pretty good downpours right now just north of Seville, heading towards the city of Medina. You see all the lightning strikes there, ton of lightning with these storms too, but again, not severe, but they are tapping into that storm energy that's out there right now along 71 and east, because they're getting stronger as they start to move north and east towards Medina, towards Cuyahoga County, and that's what we're looking at right now. So there is the potential that one of these storms could get a little bit stronger, but right now, looking at what we're seeing, a lot of these storms could rob the energy that we need for later storms to develop. If I show you the severe risk, it puts us at a level 1 to 5. 1 meaning, hey, there's an isolated risk for a storm or two to be strong. 2, there's a little bit higher risk, all the way up to 5. If you notice, it's really following the path of the storms we're seeing right now. Areas along 71 and east have that greatest threat, with the biggest concern being with these storms and the storm threat we could see later being damaging winds. Now, there is the heavy rain, the hail, and can't rule out a quick spin up just because we've got all those ingredients I was talking about out there, but overall the big concern is going to be damaging wind gust here as we head through this morning's round, and then the potential for that round later in the day. So I want to walk you through the timeline, because we've been saying the word conditional a lot this week, meaning that, hey, whatever happens in the morning could dictate what happens in the afternoon. So right now we've got the storms moving in mainly along that 71 corridor and east. So this afternoon, as the front gets closer into the evening hours, along that cold front will be our next best bet for severe weather. And that's because that cold front's going to provide that extra ingredient we need. However, what these storms could do that we're seeing right now, they could create what's called a cap in the atmosphere. So they could steal all the energy so storms don't have the opportunity to grow stronger. However, if the ingredients mix just right, or just wrong, I should say, we could still see severe weather, because we've got the heat, we've got the humidity. That cold front's going to be that key. It creates what's called a lifting mechanism, which creates instability. It creates storm fuel. So we've got all of those in the atmosphere right now. It just depends whether or not we have that cap out there that prevents the storms from getting stronger. So that's what we're going to be really paying attention to this afternoon. I know, Dan, you and I had been talking a lot about baking a cake, right? So we've got all the ingredients for our cake. We're putting the ingredients in the oven right now. Either we're going to burn them and we're not going to get the cake that we want, or we could see the ingredients mixed together perfectly, so to say, create that cake and create that threat for severe weather. So let me walk you through future view here real quick as we head through the afternoon hours. This is lunchtime. Notice where the timestamp is. It's in the top left corner of your screen over here. So this is that same complex that we're watching that's moving in right now. So it's going to be around for the next few hours. Good news is it does clear out for the Guards game. There may be a little bit of a delay because of the lightning around. They could have a quick lightning delay, but I don't think the game's going to be rained out or anything like that. So that's round one. Round two is moving in around dinner time. Here's the cold front itself pushing through. Now, the timing I'm a little wary of. I think it's going to be a little bit earlier based on what Future View is saying. However, with the storms that are out there right now, that could also change the timing here a little bit too. But just think after dinner time, afternoon into the dinner time hours, we've got the threat of stronger storms. The other good news is if we do see this threat delayed a little bit more, we also lose that daytime heating. And Dan, we talk a lot about how, you know, the sun is one of those key ingredients too. During the peak heating times of the day are when we see the strongest storms. The good news is no matter what, if the storms arrive a little bit earlier this afternoon versus a little bit later, we do not have to worry about severe weather as you head to bed tonight. That's something you won't have to worry about. I know that can cause anxiety for a lot of folks if there's a threat of storms while you're sleeping. That's not something you'll have to worry about tonight.
Yeah, and in fact, I want to show the live camera again in downtown Cleveland. There is cloud cover there, and that's actually helping our situation to not be severe. You put cloud cover in, you don't get that heating. I said this yesterday, we've all had those hot, sticky summer days where all of a sudden, boom, severe weather moves in. That's tough to do when you can't heat up out there. You can't boil that water, you can't heat up that oven for that perfect cake and the perfect recipe for severe weather. So we're going to take a 15-second break, and then we're going to look at the rest of the week. Big weekend coming up, holiday weekend events all over the place. Kelly was talking about the 1 o'clock Guardians games today, and that just really we're kicking off major events for the weekend. So give us just 15 seconds.
I've represented families just like yours for over 4 decades. Listen, if you need me, call me. You know I'll be there for you, and I'll make them pay. In the meantime, I'll keep an eye out for you.
Now, don't panic. You have holiday weekend plans, picnics, graduation parties, weddings. Don't panic. You see a lot of rain on there, but Kelly's going to walk us through it.
Yeah, so the rain threats that we're going to see each and every day through Memorial Day weekend, it's not going to be raining all day every day. It's not a situation like that. We just have a little bit more of an unsettled pattern, meaning we could see a couple of storms each day with the threat being a little bit higher towards Memorial Day, but still, you know, in terms of pops percentages of how much rain, it's still around 50%. So it's not going to be raining all day, everywhere. But there is a risk that we could see a pop-up storm or two, a couple of storms develop afternoon, Saturday, Sunday, and then through the day on Monday. So I will still say you'll be able to open up the pools. You'll be able to get out on Lake Erie for the first time. Just have a backup plan in case you do run into one of those storms and have to run inside real quick. The 19 First Alert weather app, it's a great tool. I really want to push it today too for 2 reasons. One, we've got the threat of severe storms. So if a watch or warning is issued for your neighborhood, you'll get it sent right to your phone based on where you live, not based on anywhere else, based on where you live. Number 2, it is such a good app to have during the summer season because if there is, even today, we've got all that lightning I mentioned. If lightning is detected while you're out on the boat, or it'll tell you, hey, 10 miles away, lightning's detected. It gives you that opportunity to get inside and get safe. If you're out of the pool, you get that lightning detection. Hey, it's time to go in, wait till the storm passes, then get back out when it's safe. It'll even send you rain alerts too. Hey, rain's headed to your location in 20, 30 minutes. So it gives you that opportunity to be like, oh, time for us to go in without having to cancel the plans because you're worried the rain's going to ruin them. You're just able to have that backup plan using the app as a resource.
And I love that Kelly said when you get in the app and you let it pinpoint your location, if it's raining and lightning in Akron, I don't need to know that if I'm in Rocky River. That's what she's talking about. It is pinpointed to where you're at, and it is such a big help. When you say, you know, you're standing in your backyard, it's clear, but all of a sudden you get a warning that there's lightning 8 miles away. And you're like, what are you talking about? And you open up that app and here comes that line of severe storms or a storm coming through. Such a big help. It is the 19 First Alert weather app. Go to any of your app stores. Just type in 19 News. We have a news app and we have a weather app. Make sure you have both, but especially the weather app on a day like today. 19 First Alert meteorologist Kelly Dobeck, thank you very much on this First Alert weather day. keeping us in the know. We've designated it as a first alert weather day. That's a big designation. That means you just need to have your head on a swivel today so that you don't get caught in a storm. Kelly, thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Dan.
All right, take care. We're going to wrap this up, our morning look at our weather, another live look in downtown Cleveland. I'm going to see if I can even find maybe another camera for us. And let's go here and see if we can find another camera. Here's our beautiful Lake Erie Crusher Stadium in Avon Lake. A beautiful shot there. But again, those clouds actually helping to keep us safe throughout the day. Doesn't get us that huge warm up and heat up. If we have any other breaking news, it'll be here on our digital platforms. Until then, I'm Dan DeRose with 19 News.